7 Days of Wisdom, Aquaus Kelley, Saturday, August 24th, 2019. It is now 3 o'clock, 3 a.m. And as I was sending out some messages on LinkedIn, following up with people, introducing myself to people, I thought about decisions and choices that we make and how our decisions and choices ultimately impact and yield certain results. When we make good choices or good investments, then usually there's a return on that investment. And right now, for me, I see what I'm doing now, how I'm investing my time now, as well, how I'm using my time now as an investment in regards to where I want to be. So when we're given opportunities to make things happen or have fun and enjoy ourselves, quote unquote, it's really up to us to spend time thinking about the decisions we want to make. I mean, it's technically Friday night going into Saturday morning. It's early Saturday morning. A lot of people usually tend to go out, party, enjoy themselves, have fun again, quote unquote. But for me, I enjoy doing this. I enjoy spending my time in a way that I feel is a true investment to my future. Investing in relationships, following up, executing, getting things done. If I don't do it now, then it just continues to be held off, because once I go to sleep and wake up, there's a whole bunch of other things that need to be done. So it's important for me when I come back from an event, when I'm out and about, whatever information I collect, whoever I meet, it's important that I sort out all of that information as soon as possible. Earlier today, my brother and I, as well as my good friend Nick, we were all in the city. There was an event at the Facebook/Instagram offices in Manhattan, Afropunk and Instagram masterclass, which was pretty dope. And after meeting a few people there, hearing about a few people there, I always make it a priority that when I come home, I do the research, do the necessary research, reach out to them, follow up with them, which is exactly what I'm doing now. And I feel that this is a misstep. And I spoke about this before, a lot of people may be out and about, moving and shaking, meeting this person, that person. But when we never make time to actually decipher and dissect and absorb the information and process it and store it in proper channels, then it just becomes a bunch of stuff on top of stuff on top of stuff on top of stuff. And that's never good in regards to building a system. So for me, how I would ideally like to manage my relationships, it's all about building a system. meeting someone, reaching out to them, following up, figuring out the best way to stay in touch. For some people, it's Instagram. For other people, it's LinkedIn. Some people might be Facebook. Figuring out where they distribute their work at so that I'm always updated. I mean, if they're a writer, maybe they use Medium. So I want to check out their work on Medium. If they have a YouTube channel, I want to make sure I subscribe to their YouTube channel because that's where they're putting out their work. And the best way for us to stay in touch with someone is for us to see what kind of work they're putting out, because that's what's going to create the connection based on the work that they're pushing out. Because when they're pushing out a certain body of work, that tells us that, okay, this is what this particular person is passionate about. So if I know that this particular person is passionate about this subject matter, passionate about putting out videos, passionate about writing, one of the best ways to build relationships is based on identifying what other people are passionate about, excited about, what they enjoy doing, and then just looking at that. And once we connect with that and say, oh, I just read your article, I love what you wrote, and I really like this point. That's what creates the conversation. I just watched your video on YouTube. I love when you said this. Here are my thoughts. That's what creates the conversation. That's what creates the meeting. That's what creates setting up a phone call to further discuss and share ideas and perspectives and outlooks and insights. It's all just making the time to get to know one another. You know, it's so easy to move quick. A lot of people are moving quick and not making time to understand what other people are actually doing around them, you know? When we make time to understand what other people are actually doing, then we can figure out how we can best contribute to what they are doing based on what we are doing. And for me, that's the epitome of building relationships. It's just making the time to learn more about someone, learn more about what they do, how they think, what they like, and then figuring out what is it that we have and how can we contribute to the lives of those around us. So I am continuously looking to uncover different ways that allow us to force a connection with other people. And as I'm refining these ways and figuring out more concise ways of communicating this, I'm really starting to understand the art, essentially, of building strong relationships. And it is based off interests, it is based off passions and what we enjoy doing. That's how we tend to connect with other people. You know, you like this, I like that. Let's do this. I just got a bicycle, right? So that's opening up potential moments that I can share with my friends who have bikes, right? I just saw a friend of mine named Brendan the other day at the yard here in New Brunswick, and I told him, yo, I just got a bicycle, man. Let's go. Let's start riding. And eventually that's what's going to happen. I love to run. I love to jog. And that's another means of creating a space and time to get to know other people who like to jog and run, you know? So it's really knowing what we enjoy and learning what others enjoy and just building those bonds. That's essential. Being a part of communities, learning communities. I was listening to a podcast recently. Let me look it up real quick. While I'm doing this, there are a lot of different communities on Slack. I know Minorities in Media Connect. That's a learning community on Slack. There are a lot of groups on Facebook. The more communities we join, the more people we can get to know who have similar interests. And that's extremely powerful. It was a YAP podcast, so Young and Profiting podcast. And she spoke about a Slack group that she started. So it's all out here. There's no excuse not to just get started on something. No excuse at all. And every time I do these videos, I just want to do this as a way of showing that I'm just like anyone else. So if I can take action and make things happen slowly but surely, I know that whoever's watching this can do the same thing. Like literally, I'm in my bedroom, like in New Brunswick, New Jersey, on a MacBook, right? On LinkedIn. Like this is something we can all do. It's just about making the time, taking the time to figure things out and then just take action. So I'm loving every step of this process, every step of the journey. I'm looking forward to continuous growth. And the better I get, the better information I give. So I'm just looking to get better while looking to give better information and just share. Whatever I learn, I want to share that. That's just what I want to do. So with that being said, Aquaus Kelley, A Lover's Ambition, 7 Days of Wisdom. Aquaus Kelley, 7 Days of Wisdom, A Lover's Ambition. Peace.